Y'all read the title, y'all saw the thumbnail, and some of y'all might be thinking,
what you talking about, Willis?
Lesbians are the most predatory women on the face of the planet.
Fact.
And before you run to the comments talking about not all, even lesbians will tell you that I ain't lying.
I'm not just a bitch. I'm a bitch with a backstory.
In this video, you gonna learn about DV, SA, PDF grooming, and the secret lesbian code. But first, answer this question in the comments below. What do you think the term "we're both girls" really means? A, we're both girls, so I would never do anything harmful to you because duh.
We're both girls.
Or B, we're both girls, so you better remember that in case I do need to do some harm to you. And in case I ever do, don't expect society to hold me accountable because at the end of the day,
I'm just a girl.
I'm just a girl.
which one of those answers do you think is more likely? A or B? A is how they get led into these relationships, and B is when they find out how these relationships actually works.
I don't know why y'all think becoming a lesbian is gonna save you from domestic violence. Now you really about to get your ass beat, just without the social stigma. They get real active and a lot of them ain't going to jail.
And I'm sure we all heard about this popular statistic.
Did you know that lesbian relationships have more abuse than gay and straight relationships? Let's unpack that little statistic that you half read on Reddit. The truth is, a lot of lesbians leave abusive relationships with men and then entered into relationships with women. These statistics don't account for who caused the actual harm. They just count the aftermath and say, see, clearly lesbians must be the problem. And then they'll be like, and this is why it's bad to have lesbians. Numbers don't lie, but liars use numbers. Remember that. Listen, if we're gonna think critically here, lesbians are socialized as women under the patriarchy, and women are raised on boundaries, self-regulation, and over-apologizing just for existing.
How do you make the world believe your poop doesn't stink?
Lesbians have the highest rate of domestic violence out of all couples.
Wrong, no. So he's misquoting the stat there. The stat isn't that lesbians have the highest rate of domestic violence out of all couples. It's that 44% of lesbians have experienced some kind of domestic violence from an intimate partner over their lifetime. It doesn't say anything about who's committing the domestic violence. Plenty of lesbians date men before they start dating women. That's just what gay people do. So in order to find out who's committing the domestic violence, we need to dig deeper. So the stat that he's misquoting comes from the Intimate Partner Violence Survey that the CDC does every few years. This is from 2010. It was published in 2013, and it surveys like millions and millions of people in the US. So this is where the data will be. So if we go to key findings, we see that he's already wrong. Bisexual women had a significantly higher rate of IPV in their lifetime at 61.1%, compared with lesbian women at 43.8% and heterosexual women at 35%. But again, this doesn't tell us who's committing the violence. And the reason that that's important is because of this part of the clip.
Actually didn't know that, which makes you really wonder, like, who is the real problem? Women.
Yeah.
But if we look at the sex of the perpetrator, 97% of female victims report having only male perpetrators and only 2% had female perpetrators. But nah, yeah, women are the problem.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Y'all want me to get this beta male?
Get him.
Answer this question. When was the last time you saw a man run to the police after his girl put her hands on him?
Never.
Better than that, when's the last time you saw a girl run to the police after her girlfriend put her hands on her?
No, never.
The Rainbow Squad is a tribal community with plenty of friends with an unwritten rule to protect its members. So you will be in violation of the lesbian code if you was to out another lesbian. When you and the person in question are a part of the same group and both of y'all believe that you're marginalized, you will give the person the benefit of the doubt even when they're wrong. This is how cults stay strong. So that's why those numbers look the way they do, little Jimmy. The culture has a no snitch policy when everybody's a double, triple, or quadruple minority. Being a victim of the straight male oppressor has been trending ever since smartphones could access social media. So of course, you're gonna see a large amount of women reporting real and fake cases of abuse on a man. So ladies, that is what a real misogynist is. A male feminist that creates a narrative that erases the suffering of victims in these relationships.
Misogyny.
People be trying to act like violence is not really that bad in lesbian relationships. And I'm gonna say this as a ex-lesbian, because I'm trans man now. That shit ain't true. Like, the violence happens a lot. Like, how many of y'all have been, you know, in a relationship with another girl and she says, we both girls, so what you trying to do? Like, bitches be so ready to remind you that y'all both women, y'all both females. I don't like when people say that, but you know, they be so ready to remind you because they letting you know it come down to it, I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hate to say I told you so, but I just... Ow.
But like, seriously, like, that shit is normalized. I don't care what y'all say. That shit is fucking normalized. At least in the toxic ass relationships I was in. Like, almost like all of the relationships I was in had some form of violence. Like, real talk, had some fucking form. I was, of course, the boy. So I was the one really getting hit. Like, I was a stud, identified as a stud lesbian at the time and everything. So I was the one getting hit. Smacked straight across the face, glass stuff fell off. I remember getting dragged by my sports bra. Yes, one of my exes dragged by my sports bra. She wanted me up out of there. It was a lot of stupid shit going on, but I'm just saying, domestic violence, at least from my own experience, at least, it's prominent as in the lesbian community. I just wanted to say something.
Nobody cares.
Meanwhile.
Hey, in case nobody's asked you this today, are you okay? Are you really fine? I mean, you know it's okay to feel a little off sometimes. It's alright that you don't want to smile. You don't need to explain bad moments away. We all get them and get through them.
And another very devious part of the lesbian code is that women are expected to develop Stockholm syndrome for their abusive partners. That means they're quick to jump in front of the gun to protect their partners from any real consequences. I want y'all to watch this next clip and see if you can spot the real issues.
Apparently this couple right here,
and I'm taking accountability for that. I was dead ass in the wrong, and I should never put my hands on Shagina, ever. I have to take accountability as much as she has to take accountability, because abuse is abuse. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she might have did it physically, but I did it verbally.
Hold up. Wait a minute. She might have did it physically, but I did it verbally.
And yes, we both want to get help. We both want to go, and we both want to.
I never seen them a day in my life, but I'm starting to see them down my TikTok because they got into a fight on live and a stud beat up the girlfriend. So basically, she justifying basically putting her hands on this girl, saying she abuses me physically, but I abuse her verbally. Like, what? If y'all peep, she kind of paused because she knows she sounded dumb as. And I heard this ain't the first time the stud did this on live.
Did you spot the real issue? She said that she got beat up on the live numerous times and no one called the police. The girl that got beat didn't call the police. The content creator didn't call the police. The people watching the live didn't call the police. And beta males like little Jimmy wouldn't be calling the police. Beta male. These women have 2.1 million followers, so it's very likely that thousands of people was watching that ass whooping live and no one faced any consequences. Look, man, whether you gay, straight, a woman, or child, The safest place for a predator is in a female household. I'm gonna say that again because I know y'all ain't feeling me. The safest place for a predator is in a female household. And it's even worse if the predator is a female themselves. Why? Because according to society, she's just a girl.
I'm just a girl.
On that note, I feel like we should be talking about female predators. Women can be predators. Just because they don't have a wiener doesn't mean they can't actually create damage. They can. And they get away with it because society doesn't really think it's much of a problem, especially when it happens to men.
Society doesn't punish women's bad behavior. On the contrary, it rewards it. Lil Tay turns 18, starts an OnlyFans, and gets rewarded $1 million in 3 hours. Women shaped like that purple monster from McDonald's get told that they are 10s and they deserve high-value men. Single mothers everywhere are 100% certain that there is a fugazi clown that just can't wait to play step dummy.
I just happen to be the exception to the rule, and my girl happens to be the exception to the rule.
You bitch. And then there's the lesbian, the privileged woman that does not have to live up to the 6 feet, 6-pack, 6-figure standard. You know, the one that believes because she's also a girl that gives her the clearance to put her hands on people inappropriately because she knows she can get away with it.
See me as, are you okay mentally though? Yes. I done accepted everything for what it is. That's why I'm so comfortable to talk about it now. You're super sweet, God got you, girl, no worries. Not facts. Not facts. Why your glasses so big? Cause my face big. No, I'm just playing. I don't know. You live in Dallas? Yeah. Oh my God, you are glowing. Thank you. Meet and greet once you heal? Yeah. It's gonna be a meet and greet with me and my dukes. How tall are you? 5'10". Keep trying to thank you. You seem like such a sweetheart. I am, bro. I really am.
You can't make this up.
See, I used to work at Amazon as part of the leadership and I was close friends with the manager at HR. But let me tell you why that's so important. Amazon hires all of the intersectional, loony, left liberals that you can imagine. And the majority of the verifiable HR cases that were reported were women inappropriately touching other women. But let me tell you why these cases got reported. It wasn't because it was gay women touching other gay women. No, it was gay women touching straight women. That's the reason they got reported. But don't think they faced any real consequences. But let me tell you something else. Lesbians wear hairstyles and piercings so that it can easily be identified by other lesbians. But the lipstick lesbians don't. And the lipstick lesbians are at the top of the food chain. Everybody wants them, including men. And you know how much lesbians hate men. Keep that in mind. And here's another point I don't want anybody to forget. One of the goals of the lesbian code is to try your best to turn out any straight woman, sometimes by any means necessary. That means taking advantage of them when they're drunk or seducing and harassing them over a long period of time until they finally give in, blackmailing them when you catch them in a vulnerable situation, or worse, targeting them when they're young.
But it made you stronger. I was a child. I didn't need to be stronger. I needed to be protected.
You know, when I was growing up as a young stud, probably when I was 16, 17, I got a hold of a fake ID and I decided to go to the club. Started going to the gay clubs very early. Started talking to women that were older than me very early, and the women never stopped to say, dang, you're young. Maybe I shouldn't do this. You know, and so at a very young age, I mean, even 17 years old, I'm talking to women that are much older than me, in their mid-20s, you know, and they, even though they would know that I was 17, they would still be like,
it's fun though.
You young. Huh? You young, but you don't act young, so let me just sweep that under the rug.
But is that a predator though?
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
And single mothers with daughters are the perfect target, but America won't talk about that because it goes against the alphabet agenda. And one of the most dangerous secrets of the lesbian code is to befriend women that had traumatic experiences with men, especially if those experiences happened when they were young.
I was 9 when I was SA. SA stands for assaulted. It was by my older brother, and
don't let anybody fool you. This is where their hatred for straight men actually comes from. It's not because of the negative experiences, it's because of the indoctrination they get from feminist lesbians. They make these women feel like they're a part of a progressive and trendy movement that has a community leading the fight against the patriarchy and pushing forth liberalism.
I'm a queer person who was like, I'm probably going to grow up to be gay. And then I became obsessed with a boy. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. It doesn't mean that I am not queer and that I don't represent or like love the queer community and exist in the queer community. A huge part of queerness is like identifying yourself and putting yourself under like, you know, alphabet mafia. It's like, which one are you? And if you change that, I will never forget it. You know, right? Like, it's funny that Renee Rapp is like, you'll never catch me dating a man. It's like, go off, queen. Like, I love that for you. I also hold space for her in 10 years. If she goes, oops, I met the love of my life and it's this man. I didn't mean to. It's like, that's okay. You know, it shouldn't be like, it shouldn't be illegal for you to fall in love. It's kind of like, now we've come so far that our community is so strong that now it's like a crime to be straight.
The textbook definition of a predator is someone who ruthlessly exploits others. And lesbians exploit the fact that they and their partner are both women, so that denies that woman the protection that is upheld by the patriarchy.
Come on.
Y'all ready for the uncomfortable truth? Conservatives protect women. The red pill protects women. Proper men protects women. Lesbians kick women's ass. And there's a culture, a DVSA PDF file culture that can witness it live and won't see nothing wrong with a little bit of bumps and bruises. You'd have to be a fool to believe that you're somehow safer around an adult that at a moment's notice can change into a child to justify their actions.
I'm just a girl.
And just for fun, can somebody please tell me why these lesbians date these women and then end up coming to the same conclusions as men in the manosphere?
Single mothers dating studs is a scam. Damn, it's a fucking scam, bro. They do it because they know that studs is gonna simp and step up. And I'm making this video to say, any stud out there that's playing stepdad, stop it right now. That child has a father. You sitting here stepping up, putting your cape on, trying to say today, the whole time, shorty only with you because she know you gonna say today. Period. And I want to get on here and let y'all know, it's a scam. They scamming us, bro. They don't fuck with us for real. Why you think they always cheating with men? They had a whole kid.
That's a good point. You've got a good point.
This is like what we can do for them, and they know we gonna step. So any stud out there, step stud, don't give it up.
Game is game.
Wait a minute, I thought only incels and bitter men with podcasts had negative opinions about modern women and single mothers. Maybe she's a misogynist.
Misogyny.
Either way, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'ma holla at y'all next time.
The lesbian fights be dangerous as fuck, man. One time me and my ex was leaving the aquarium or whatever, and we had got into it about something I can't really remember. That motherfucker must have started punching me inside the head. My head is going boom, boom, boom. But I'm also trying to hit her ass back too, but I'm trying to block the punches too. Man, I'm talking about all her punches connected.
Move your fucking head.
But I'm trying to like, you know, whole time the police officer to the left of us. Man, I must have swung my Honda in somebody's motherfucking yard so quick. I got at that motherfucking
getting straight something. I'm talking about I told her ass raggedy. Cause you play, you lay. No way you was hitting me that hard. No way you were punching me in the head like that. I'm talking about we out there scrapping so hard in somebody's yard. Somebody walked out there and was like, is y'all alright? I'm talking about I had a headache for 3 days, bro. 3 days. But we went out to eat afterwards though.